What's up, collectors and all Transformers enthusiasts? Today, we're finally be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 8609 Voyager WRECK-GAR. As always, taking a really quick look at the packaging, we get a typical red logo on the side, Studio Series WRECK-GAR on the bottom. We get a nice image of him as well as a nice display of the figure itself. On the side of the packaging, same image, Studio Series 8609 on the top. And for the back of the packaging, we got the roll mode, the vehicle mode, the 22 steps in the Transformer. You can also appreciate the backdrop. On the opposite side, you can see, the same image, but just on a further look, so you can appreciate a little bit more of the detail. 86 on the top. And for the very top of the box, you got Transformers the movie. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing. So without further ado, let's get into it. And here we have Transformers Studio Series 8609 Voyager WRECK-GAR in hand and all the packaging, and oh my god, I'm really impressed with this guy. The sculpted in detail and the paint distribution is fantastic, not to mention really accurate to his particular representation. The only con that I have is an articulation, but that's just me nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking. There are a couple of just things that I don't like. I've been having a lot of fun with this guy, over a week now, and on possibility it's kind of like 9 out of 10. There's just a couple things missing to make this guy perfect, but without further ado, let's get into it. Starting on with the items that he brings, you can see that he brings his weapon of choice. It's kind of like a maze thingamajig. I don't know how to explain it, but you can see that it can rotate fully. Really nice indeed. And you can see that he has like 2 wheels that can be interpreted as a shield if you want them to be. And you can go ahead and put them on each side. Each leg or each arm is up to personal preference. I gotta like this because this is the most accurate, interpretation of him. This is the way that he was rocking it on the movie. And I'm kind of 50-50. Sometimes I go ahead and rotate this one to this one just because it kind of feels a little claustrophobic here to have both of them on the same side. But as you can see, really nice indeed. Focusing a little bit more on the closer looks, you can appreciate a little bit more of that nice sculpted in detail. You can see that they can rotate as well, and not that bad for the yellow combination with the red and kind of that dark gray that these guys are rocking as well. And for the weapon itself, it's orange with some kind of a grayish plastic. This is not painted, this is just completely bland, but as you can see, it really doesn't matter. It kind of has the interpretation correctly, and the only thing that you're going to be focusing is on this section right here, not the holding thingamajig or the actual mace itself. But honestly, not that bad. Moving on to the figure itself, man, this guy completely surprised me from top to bottom. This guy is full, nicely sculpted in detail, and the paint distribution kind of makes it pop a little bit more, so I was not expecting that at all. But focusing a little bit more on that, zooming in so you can appreciate what I'm talking about, you can see that the face is nicely done and nicely executed. You can see that it's really accurate to this particular representation. It kind of mimics really nicely that this is the front of the motorcycle. It's not obvious this is a fake part, but it really translates well. You can see the goatee and the mustache. You can see no painting whatsoever. That's always a plus. I love the red eyes, and you can see the sculpted in detail on the chest look fantastic, as well as the nipple blasters. And you can see that everything translates really well. You can see the toolbox on the sides, the sculpted in detail, as well as the paint distribution on the legs. This is hard plastic, by the way. Every single one of them are, so I appreciate that. They didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that this is a little bit more durable when time comes and passes. But as you can see, that sculpted in detail translates really well, and it kind of translates into this middle thingamajig here, that if you go ahead and posing it, it's really nice that this is not bland or just hollow. It has some plastic there with some nice sculpted in detail. So again, they didn't have to do this, but I appreciate that as well. On the arms itself, you can see the sculpted in detail translates really well and into the hands itself, and you can see that he has some knuckle thingamajigs when he is punching the Decepticons, so it hurts. So really nicely done. And if you extend this section, you can reveal some nicely hidden sculpted in details, just like in the feet. He has that as well on the arms. Obviously, it's the same for the opposite section. On the sides, you can see that it really looks fantastic, as well as in the back. No backpack whatsoever. That's always a plus for me. I hate backpack, man. It even has some nice paint distribution on the back due to transformation and the way that this figure is portrayed. This guy is full of hollow cavities. That's something to mention. You can see some hollow that's there, and on the sides of the legs as well as the feet, you can see that this is really hollow, but this is due to transformation. Most of the hollow cavities are, at least this one and this one are. These are obviously not due to transformation, but all Transformers has that. That's pretty normal to me, and honestly, it's not that bad. That's not that big of a deal. You can see that he also has some nicely sculpted in detail on the back of the face skull. They didn't have to do that, but you can see clearly the mini thingamajigs. You see how fast you go. I don't know how to explain it on English. stylish, but you can see that he has that on the back of the head. And again, some nicely hidden details that they didn't have to do that, but they did, and I fully appreciate that. Moving on to Articulation, this guy is full of mobility. I have done a lot of clips, a lot of TikToks with this guy, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. Really fun to use. On the face, you can go ahead and do a 360 degrees up and down motion, nothing side to side. The arms can extend about that far and about that far. You can do a 360 degrees as well. Swivel on the upper section of the arm as well as a 90-degree bend there. The hands are on a swivel as well. And due to transformation, you can go ahead and put the hands like so and recreate some nice angles with the weapons. On the waist, it has a waist swivel, and this can unpeg to recreate a nice articulation point extra there. And for the splits, you can go ahead and extend the toolboxes to create some room for the split to be done. And as you can see, not that bad. It has 100% splits. It can also extend about that far and about that far. Upper swivel on the legs, and you got a 90-degree bend there as well. And for the ankle pivoting, you can see that you got some awesome ankle pivoting with the hidden detail there as well. So as you can see, not that bad for articulation, but I do have some cons on the mobility and is on the legs. This is on a ratchet joint or on a, I don't know, on a weird joint, but it's either have two options: super straight or far apart. It's no neutral, no middle ground. And when you're posing it, doing some recreations of the movie, you know, you kind of wanted to put it natural, kind of like this, and it doesn't let you. It's either that or that or that or that, and it's honestly kind of annoying. It's not a big deal, it's not a big con, but for me, it's painful to just have this like this and not have the full articulation or you know, full mobility available to you. And the other one is this section. This unpacks a lot, man. I don't know if it's on my particular case, but for me, this just is flopping around left and right every time I'm using it, playing with it, posing it, doing some b-rolls. This is just becomes a pain because I'm doing some poses and then this out of nowhere just kind of drops, and it's painful. I don't know if in my particular copy, hopefully it's not going to be the same for you, but those are my two cons on articulation. And now for the comparisons, you guys can see how he scales, how he looks with the rest of the Autobots. You can see that I have the full Autobot squad here from the movie. You can see Hot Rod, RC, Coupler, Ultra Magnus, Springer, and Willie, and they all look fantastic together. Really accurate, and on scale, I have absolutely no problem whatsoever. This guy was a big foe, and as you can see, he scales well with Springer and with Ultra Magnus, and you can clearly see that Hot Rod is small next to him, but when he transforms into Rodimus Prime, you can clearly see that they're the same size, and I have absolutely no problems whatsoever. This is really accurate to the G1 representation as well as the 1986 movie, and oh my god, man, it's completely mind-blowing that I have every single one of them here. This is exactly what I wanted when I was a kid, and it's really excited to have them all. Moving on to transformation. Transformation is fairly easy. There are a couple things you gotta keep in mind though, but it's simple nonetheless. First, go ahead and remove the weapons and remove the wheels. It's a little bit more easy without those items there. Go ahead and hide the hands like so. After that, go ahead and unpack the chest, pull that upwards like that, and then after, go ahead and unpack this section. This is going to become the seat. Go ahead and kind of stretch that as far as you can like so. After that, you want to go ahead and wiggle your finger in there to unpack this section like so. Put that upwards like that, and then you want to go ahead and proceed to hide the fake front of the motorcycle inside of the actual piece itself. So go ahead and hide that there, and then you want to make sure that this section is as far in as possible. Go ahead and put that as so. And then after that, the reason you want to go ahead and put that as far as possible is because this goes in like so. You don't want anything, you know, to be interrupting that. So put that in, and then rotate these pieces outwards like so. And you can see that this is the front of the motorcycle. Go ahead and put a wheel on the front like so. Don't put it fully in because you want this to rotate. If you go ahead and peg it fully, it doesn't rotate at all, and obviously you want these wheels to rotate. So after that, go ahead and peg this section on the peg port that is there. You see, you know, a middle thingamajig there. You want to go ahead and make sure that those two pieces are secure. After that, you want to go ahead and focus on the back of the motorcycle. Go ahead and stretch those like that and put the feet on this position like so. Repeat the same process on the other side. Basically, you're breaking his knees like so. And then right after that, go ahead and take the other wheel and put it on the back like so. Again, don't peg it in fully. You want these to rotate. After that, go ahead and and peg the feed on this mini peg port there, like so. Repeat the same process on the other side. You can see it right there. Peg it in and secure the back section. After that, you can see that it's pretty much done. What you want to do is to peg the weapon on his spot, and as you can see, that's pretty much it for the whole transformation. Go ahead and pull these two pieces out so you can go ahead and put it standing still, and as you can see, not that bad for transformation. For the vehicle mode, you can see that awesome amazing detail that he had on raw mode translates really well into the vehicle mode itself. You can appreciate the engine bay there, you can see the toolbox, you can see the spikes on the sides, you can see the back now becomes the very top of the vehicle mode. You can see the nipple blasters on the front, you can see the gas pipe as well as the brakes. It honestly just overall looks amazing, and you can also appreciate a little hidden detail there that there is where you put the gas. They didn't have to do that, but they did it, and it's just completely mind-blowing. You can see where the weapon is put. You can still see that the wheel rotates properly, even this peg in. So overall, not that bad. And obviously you can go ahead and put any Autobot in there. For example, let me go ahead and get a Hot Rod here. You guys can see you can put any Autobot in there and it looks fantastic. You can put a C, you can put Cobb, you can put this guy, and when the other Junkions come out, you can go ahead and put them in. I just cannot wait to see what other Junkions they come out. Obviously they're gonna go ahead and use this small and to retool a little bit, change the face go, and just do another Junkion out of WRECK-GAR. And I honestly don't mind. As soon as they come, I'm gonna go ahead and buy them ASAP, because I just cannot wait to make a display of the Junkions. It's gonna look fantastic. That being said, I've been interested in another video. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm really interested to see and know your opinion on the subject, especially what you think about this guy. Do you think it's the best of the 86 so far? Do you think it's a pass? Leave your thoughts on the comments. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing. I hope you enjoy. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps you to algorithm and helps my videos get out there and wow. So if you get any value anime content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers Studio Series 8609 Voyager WRECK-GAR.